Hello and welcome to the 5th episode of Lightroom Bits. We're editing this landscape image. We've gone pretty far. We've given it a lot more punch. But right now we've got the final adjustments and then the final sharpening to do. So we should be able to finish off this image in this episode. So first of all, we've got a little flag there in the middle. It's a nice red flag. It's the only red in the image. So what I want to do is just to make that a little more obvious. So let's see that a little closer. Sun shining through flags always looks nice. So I'm going to go over here to the color section. It's on red already. I'm just going to bring the luminance of red up. It's easy to do this on this image, as I said, because there are no other reds, so I'm not affecting anything else in the image. So I'm just going to bring the luminance up just a touch. So as usual, I'm going to turn that off and on again just to see the effect I've had. Okay, that's alright. View full screen, turn it off and on again. Yep, just brings it out just that little touch without being obvious. I've actually done something. So that's that little bit. I've got now is a couple little tweaks I want to make. One is I've applied an adjustment to the rocks around here, but I've missed out on those rocks right on the far edge, and it looks a bit muddy and a bit dull. So I'm going to go into the adjustment brush. It was that adjustment brush, I think. Yes, there we are. You can see in the red as I'm highlighting that area where we're affecting the adjustment brush. So I'm going to click that to keep it on, space bar, and get a little closer. So I'm just going to add those adjustments, just include this section of rock in those adjustments, just to give it a little more spark, just a little more clarity there to that rock. It gets a little bit on the dull side. Waiting for the computer, and I think I've just got some erasing to do here. We've got I've just gone into the sea a little bit. So just tweak that out. And just pop in that little bit. Right. Turn off the mask overlay. Click done. Okay, not quite so muddy. It's just a little bit brighter. Also got an issue here. This old fence going down to the lighthouse. I don't know if you've noticed over in this corner we've got a bit of rusty fence. It's out of focus, but it's not too bad. But I don't really want that there. A little difficult to figure out what to do with this exactly, but this bit here is fairly easy to get rid of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to spot removal, leave it on heal, and see what option is best here. Let's draw a little shape, see what it does with that. No, didn't quite like that. Let's just do a bigger one. Okay, that's all right. Now we've got this main bit of rusty stuff. It's way out of focus. I'm just going to try to tone this a little bit with the adjustment brush, and to do this I'm going to have to highlight all of the bits I want to tone down. So I've got all these bright bits for sure I want to lose. It's going over the top there, that bit. Painstaking work this. Draw that top bit. Of course, it's nearly the colour of the rocks behind, so it's not terribly bad, but I want to try to deal with it a little. In other images I could have just cropped this part out, but cropping it out would be losing too much of the lead-in of the path, and I didn't really want to do that. Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? Do a little more there. See if that's enough. So I'm going to turn off that. Trying to figure out how to get rid of some of this. I think I'm just going to drop the brightness of it. So rather than deal with exposure, because that messing about with exposure on that sort of adjustment is going to show up quite badly. It won't look very nice. So I'm going to just drop whites. Okay. And let's drop highlights as well. Yeah. Okay, tones it down a little bit. Let's just make sure. Yeah, these little bits are highlighted. Is that rock? Yes, that's rock. I'm going to turn this off and on again, but bear in mind that all this rock in the background also has an adjustment filter on, so I'm going to be turning off the whole lot. Okay, let's get to full size. Oh, that shows up less, doesn't it? Yeah, still a little bit of something going on there. Maybe as the eye goes through the image, you just notice that, and just a little bit of something going on there. Okay, that was a little easier than I expected. So we've done the flag, done something with that. So last job is the sharpness. Now I got a great little add-on called Show Focus Points. So if I go to Library, Plugin Extras, Show Focus Points. So in sharpening an image, I'd really like to know where my focus point was exactly. And you see here I used a single focus point, AFS, single shot focus, and I focused on the roof of the lighthouse building. So that was my focus point. So if I now close this plugin, if you're interested in this plugin, it is free, which is great. The guy who writes it should charge. It's really useful. I will provide a link to this. So I'll close the plugin, go back to the develop module. So we're focusing on that, just that part of the lighthouse roof. So let's go back out a little bit. I'm going to scroll down here a bit on this little zoom area. I'm going to change the point where it's aiming for to the main focus point, and that's basically zooming in 100%. So what we do next is rather than just applying sharpness to everything, which would be every part of the clouds, every part of the sea, every part of the sky, we can. There's a little bit of control over it, and we use the masking option to control that. So if I hold down Alt on the keyboard and then drag this masking along, you can see when we're at 0, the whole screen is white, so the sharpness adjustment will affect absolutely everything on the screen that is white. So as I move it up a little bit, you see we get a little more texture in, and we're starting to not apply sharpness to certain parts of the image. So as you see now, the blue bits of the sky, part of the lighthouse building hasn't got sharpness applied, or won't have sharpness applied. So I'm just going to bring this down so it's a little more controlled of where sharpness will be added. So we've got a lot of sharpness in that foreground, that's great. Sharpness in some of the sea, the clouds. I'm going to let go of it there. So as when I move sharpness now, as the masking is set on number 70, it happens to be, the sharpness will only affect that part. Now as I'm dragging the sharpness up, I don't want to go too far and make it look noisy or over sharpened. So that looks nice. I'm happy with that. So we can turn off that sharpness adjustment just to see the effect I've had. On again, that's fine. Let's just look at a before and after of the image. So on the left is our original raw image. You see lots of lovely backlighting, but that's really washed out everything else. Looking at our after image, we still got some nice backlight, it's still there. We just brought back some of the punch of the image that I actually saw when I was there. That's how I saw that image. Nice little flag, as a little tiny little piece of red there, hidden that fence a little bit on the lower left, but that is our final image. So thanks very much for watching this series, and I hope to see you again soon.